So we're gonna set up a clean water here. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna fill up a jug. I'll show you what this is for in a second. I filled it up about 3/4 of the way. You don't have to do it as much. It can be half or a third, depending on how many waters you're filling. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a sponge and a dish. And so the dishes, they have these little, these are the typical chicken water dishes. They have these little holes at the bottom, or actually just one hole. And that lets the dish fill up with water until enough water is drank that there's an air gap between the top lip of this hole and the water level. And at that point, air gets into the bottle, which allows more water out. So it's kind of a gravity-fed water system in that way. And we just insert a sponge into there to create a wet surface, but to give the crickets something to crawl on while they're trying to drink, because they're really bad swimmers. As soon as they hit the water, they just crater, they just sink. And then you got a bunch of dead crickets. So we've got a dish. So what I need to do before I put the sponge in is I need to wet it. So it has to be completely saturated with water in order to be able to suck that water up. So I kind of fold it like this into, quarters in my hand so I can squeeze it. You can see it's still a little bit moist, but I'm gonna dip it right in here, fill it up with water, and just to show you how much water is in here, I'm gonna rinse it out now. So I'm gonna fold it in 4 again. That's how much water is in there. So it's completely full of water. So that's why I filled up this. So again, I'm going to squeeze it, let it release it underwater so it soaks up all that water. I'm going to put it into this dish like that. Now I'm going to grab a full liter bottle, screw this on, flip it upside down, and sometimes it rides up a little bit. So I grab it and I push down with 2 fingers on each hand just to make sure it's in there nice and snug. And that is a finished water.